Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empires free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with friends. You may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. This video is going to talk about dysfunction of families, but it can also, I could say, address other situations where a person may find themselves stuck with a toxic individual, okay? There will come a time when you are going to be forced to break a cycle. Everybody's time is different, but sometimes when I'm sharing with these videos with you, I try to give you highlights of some of the things you could do, some of the methods you could use, because first of all, I need to show you what you're dealing with, and then, of course, you can consider different options. Now, if you're a person who is stuck with a narcissist, parent, mother, father, I don't know, whatever, relationship partner, this might be a video for you. There's always an excuse. Oh, I'm still with my father because there's something you're expecting. Because, sometimes these narcissists, they will put something there. In a couple of months, I'm going to give you a very huge amount of money. In a couple of months, I'm going to sell this land, so you'll get some shares, those kind of things. So they get you hooked in those kind of ways where they kind of promise you heaven and earth. If you're dealing, for example, if you're in a dysfunctional family unit, a lot of these narcissists actually may even promise you inheritance. When I leave or whatever, when they go, when they are gone, you're going to be taking care of things, and you're going to be running this and you're going to be running that. There can be cases where it's true. You may end up running some stuff or getting a part of some kind of form of inheritance. But there's also cases where actually those narcissists, they're just keeping you hooked. If you know that you're black sheep of the family, there's a very big chance. I can guarantee you, and I want you to listen very closely. There's a very big chance. Even if your parents have passed on, there's a very big chance nobody is going to read your name. And your name is going to appear. Your name is not going to appear on the will. So, me, what I would say, and according to my experience, because I remember, let me even talk about a short story, because I remember those days waking up from abuse. So we used to have this group, family group. You guys know these family groups and whatever, friends group. It doesn't matter. These where you guys exchange little messages on the platform. And I had never really seen that there was a problem in that time. I'd never seen what the problem was. Okay, the problem had been there, but I'd never really seen it. I'd understood where narcissist was, but I was still blind to family dynamics and how toxic family units and systems operate. So a little bit later, let's say like a couple of months, I started to figure out things within specific family members. I was like, there is really something going on here that I wasn't really sure about what it is. I would see now that whenever I would see something, I would raise a concern. This is going on, guys. Why don't you look closer to this? Or why don't we do like this? Or I was trying to give my opinions. And that's when I noticed that there was a problem, I started to see the injustices, the abuse. I started to see the abuse, between narcissistic parents and family members. I started to see manipulation. I started to see a lot of these triangulations. I started to see these things. I was like, these things look like narcissistic patterns. So I was thinking, maybe there's a problem. I was not sure. I was struggling. And I think one of the things you guys are going to realize, especially the black sheep of the family, you're going to struggle very hard to leave a family unit. Okay? It's going to be very hard. This is very familiar territory. You have grown up with them. They've been destroying. Even some of you are not even aware of this destruction until you will leave. That's when you will see the wounds that they have really caused you over the years, because you're going to be left to nurse those wounds by yourself. And you have to know that when you're healing, they're not going to be there, okay? None of your family members is going to be there to heal with you. So if you know that you need to break free, I believe you need to start yesterday. Now, I saw these patterns of dysfunction. I was like, there's something wrong with this system and everything. So what I did in that time, because I had started healing after the narcissist. Actually, those days I'd even left I would say I'd also broken away from the greater narcissist because it was like 3-4 months, something like that. Now I walked away. I was like, guys, listen, as you guys know, I've just gone through a breakup, whatever, and I need time to heal. So I didn't tell them the truth, I told them part of the truth, but I didn't tell them the whole truth while I was actually leaving the group, okay? So I was like, guys, listen, I'm going to take some time off. I'm healing. I just came out of the relationship, whatever, marriage, and I'm taking time to heal. So you guys are going to need to give me some time alone. I'm not going to be on the group. I will be somewhere there, I will be out there. But, if you ever need something or whatever, you need to text, whatever, my lines are open. So you can always, give me a private message or whatever. But I'm not going to be part of the group. Because I started seeing a lot of confusion going on in the unit and a lot of injustice, abuse and whatever, torture, triangulation, manipulation, gaslighting, all these things. I started to see. And I was believing that these are actually narcissistic tendencies. I would see these things within family members, and I was like, I'm not sure that I want to participate in this drama and everything. So there was also a lot of drama every now and then, a lot of drama on the, you guys know these toxic groups, how they operate. So I got away. When I got away, it was about 2 weeks later, let me say, or 3 weeks later. No, it didn't take that long. It was like 2 weeks, maybe, even less, I think. I started getting hoovers. I was like, hey, listen, we miss you in the group. Why don't you come? We are missing your vibe and everything, all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay. When I was leaving this group, I told these people that I need time to go and work on myself and heal. They knew that I was going through a breakup. And now this is a few days, couple of weeks later, they are now coming in and trying to drag me back into the group. I was like, there's something wrong with these people. You know what I mean? And then that's when I actually got a contact from the narcissistic parent as well. Why did you leave the group? It's not polite, it's not fair, this and this. The narcissistic parent was like arguing with me that I shouldn't have left the group. I was supposed to be in the group. It was a must for me to be in the group. Other members wouldn't be, they wouldn't be bothered. Other members are out of the group, but for me, it was a must for me to be in the group. So that's when I started to see that there's a problem. There is really something wrong with this whole situation that I wouldn't really see properly back in the days. And then eventually, I think it was like it took about a month later. Because I refused the Hoover eventually. I didn't go for the Hoovers. A month later, that is when the real situation happened, and I was able to unmask. We had a private conversation that time with the narcissistic parent, and that is when I was able to see the mask definitely completely slipped all the way down. And that's when I knew that, oh, now I see, I get it. This person was the problem this whole time. I just couldn't see it, you know what I mean? Then I figured out that actually it was a good idea for me to get out of the unit. Because, you can get out of the unit, now you can see clearly. Because, when you're in the unit, you are too intoxicated to see the truth. That's the problem. Guys, let me repeat this for you one more time. When you're still participating and being a part of the problem, you will always be too intoxicated to see the truth. Even if you see a lot of injustices going on around, abuse or whatever, you will not be able to process that thing in your mind or to digest and process it properly. But when you've left those units for a while, you now have time to reflect because there's no more messages coming in. You kind of like cut off that energy. And now you can see the difference between good and toxic energy. You know what I mean? Because you see, when you leave a situation, sometimes it is required for you to get away a little bit, even if it's just for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Find an excuse. You've been intoxicated for too long to see what the truth is. But when you walk away, go to an auntie, go to an uncle, say, find an excuse. I'm going on a trip, or I'm going somewhere, or I'm going for some to start a short course or whatever. Find an excuse, you know. Go somewhere, rent a room or rent a small house or a room for 1 month. Even if you have not intended to leave that toxic unit and it has been a part of your problem. It has been a part of the problem since. When you go away and spend some time alone, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you, you're going to start to see the problem, what the problem was this entire time. They are now going to start exposing themselves. And I'm talking to the guys who are very sure that you're the black sheep of the family, you know. So what I'm trying to teach you here, and the reason why I've given you these examples, is that sometimes you are too intoxicated to see the reality of what is really happening around you. And it requires you to walk away a little bit and go spend some time by yourself. 2, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, okay? You have to try to make an excuse, because when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, I can promise you, if you can get away from a toxic situation, I will promise you, within a period of 1 month, they are going to expose themselves. There is a member of that unit that is going to expose themselves. That's when you're going to know who the snakes was this entire time. So that is a trick you can use if you're the person who is still, oh, you know, I don't have money, or I'm something going on at home, you know, I'm still looking after the dog, or, you know, my mother's there alone, or blah, blah, blah. You're just finding an excuse. You're just finding an excuse. Yes, there's so many reasons attached. We're talking about trauma bonds, codependency, and a lot of things that follow. But there's always an excuse. I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're the person that wants to break free, you know what you want for your life. There is days and sometimes when you're going to have to make extremely serious decisions. It is going to look very selfish in the beginning. You're going to be guilty. You feel like, oh, why did I have to do this? You know, my mother, what about my father? My mother don't care about you. They don't care about you, ladies and gentlemen. You're a black sheep of the family. Take it from me. They have never cared about you from day one. If they cared about you, you would be the first person to sit when there's a family meeting or a gathering. You will be the first person invited to a party. You will be the first person allowed to speak when there's a family group meeting. You will be the first person that everybody will respect. But you know what has been happening? You've been the opposite. So try not to, these are some of the mistakes a lot of us we have done, even some many coaches I know. We have done some mistakes and we have been very lenient with very toxic people over the years. And we have been wired to comply with toxic, dysfunctional systems over the years. But there comes a time when you're going to be selfish, okay? There's nothing wrong with being selfish to protect yourself. There comes a time when you're going to just wake up one day, pick up a little bit of things you have with you, and you're going to have to walk away. A lot of these coaches, you see them online helping you. There may be a few of them who are really telling you their stories. But if you go on the site, you know, book a session with them and they will share the experience with you. Book a session and tell them what exactly happened. Or sometimes if you want to know, you can go back to their earlier videos. That's the only way to understand where these people have come from. When you go to the older videos, the first videos they used to share, those were the videos when they were starting their healing journey. Those were the videos they shared a lot of stuff. The situation is not going to be any better. It will not improve. The people you're dealing with is sick. The narcissistic parents are getting older and they're even getting more toxic. Very, very toxic energy and toxic environment to live and to be around, you know. The older they get, the more toxic they get, okay? The more desperate they get because less energy, you know. They need a lot of supply, but they've got less energy to get that supply. So now they're going to become very, very toxic and sometimes they're going to become overt. So for the empaths, you know, a lot of the wounded empaths, you know, who are still trapped in some situations because, you know, you're always finding a reason, you know. You're saving money, which might be the truth, but let me tell you something. Around toxic energy, you're not going to save enough. I can guarantee you this. When you're around toxic energy, you are going to struggle saving money for the next 2 years. And you will never really understand where the money you're saving is going. Yes, you will be seeing some little bits of here and there, you're saving here and there, you're thinking that you're saving. But for some reason that money is disappearing and you don't know where the money is going. When I was leaving the narcissist, personally, I had to call a friend of mine. There was a friend of mine that I knew that this one we can, they knew me and we could, I knew that they would come in at some point when I needed that help, Actually, I didn't know that, but I just found the courage to give them a call because I knew that it had come to the worst. I left that house. I went and I was sleeping on the floor. I was sleeping on the floor of their house for about 2 weeks. Now you are there. You have got some close friends in the countryside, somewhere in the city. You know that there's somewhere you can go. But you're trying to move to you're going to have to embrace humble beginnings, ladies and gentlemen. Healing also requires you to embrace humble beginnings. You may have to go somewhere, live in a shelter if you can. You may have to go somewhere. There are some countries which have got some arranged kind of accommodations. They may not look really nice. They may not be the places you're used to. But they may be the places that are going to start your healing journey. So do not find an excuse to keep on hanging around the narcissist. The narcissist is going to kill you. Ladies and gentlemen, the narcissist will kill you. The narcissist will destroy you. The narcissist is going to do... These people, you are not dealing with human beings. You are not dealing with normal people. You are dealing with a narcissist. You are not dealing with normal people. So stop trying to find those excuses to stay around these demons. If things get worse for you, you're going to start looking back and thinking that, oh, I had a chance to move. A couple of months ago, I was thinking, I will call my friend, or I'll go this way, or I'll do this. Even sometimes you have the money, even the resources available, and you never took the decision to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes to break a cycle, you need a lot of courage, willpower, you don't really need money. The thing, what you really need in that time is the energy, the guts, the guts. You just need to make the first step. God is showing you things. You are seeing these things every day. You're seeing how nasty your parents is. You're seeing how nasty your wife is. You're seeing how nasty your husband is. And you're always finding an excuse to stay with the demon. Walk away, ladies and gentlemen. That person will take care of themselves. Even we know that they cannot take care of themselves. Whatever happens to them is not going to be your business. There comes a time when, as an empath, you're going to have to become serious with your life. If you really know if you really feel you need to go somewhere, you will have to make a decision. You need to start breaking cycles. There's no way you can believe that you're a generational curse breaker or you're a cycle breaker when you're still involved in the same cycle that you're trying to break. You're calling yourself a cycle breaker. I'm a cycle breaker, yes, and I'm the chosen one, and you are still a part of the problem. Which problem you already know, because God has opened your eyes many years ago. God has told you everything. The messengers have told you, they have given you the message. That person is like this, that is like this is what is going on. You know the truth. And now you're sitting there, being a part of the truth. Being a part of the problem. You know the truth, you're still sitting in that same cycle you believe that you came to break. You start breaking cycles. Chosen ones and empaths, black sheep, I don't know. You start breaking cycles, first of all, by walking away. Now that's when you're going to break that cycle of abuse. Okay? Is what causes the interruption and the havoc. Normally when you walk away, because the cycle started breaking, because you have walked away and unplugged out of the unit. Now the cycle is incomplete. There's a missing hole. There's a gaping hole there. That's what causes the havoc. Learn the art of letting people go. The people that are destroying you are not helping you to evolve. Okay? So let us know what to think about this video in the comment section below. I hope I've made a lot of sense in this video. Let us know what you think. Drop us a comment, like the page, share, and subscribe. And I'll get back to you guys in my next one. There's Omo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.